Welcome, everyone. This is Glenda Dawson, and you're watching Glenda's Dragon's Den. I just want to take this moment to thank you for being here, for sharing these videos, and supporting all of our guests. Again, if you have not subscribed yet, please do. It doesn't cost anything. And this way, you'll be able to get notified of any future events or podcasts. With that being said, I have a two phenomenal people here who are sharing so much energy for the purpose of ascension for the greater good of humanity. And I'm just going to introduce them. The Eden Temple, that's what they go by as a unit. And I'm going to let them just introduce themselves and tell us all about it. How are you both here? How are
Just,
you?
just wonderful, Glenda. Thank you so much for having us.
Thank, thank you for being here.
It's such a gift to be here with
Thank you from the top of my
Thank,
heart.
thank
It's
you.
really beautiful to be here with you and share the presence with you. Thank you.
Same, same. So, introduce each one of you, introduce yourselves and give us a little bit about you and how this calling came upon and you answered.
you. That's a really big story you're asking for. Thank you, Glenda. Hello, everyone. My name is David Maria,
And my name is Viikika Sophia.
and we are in the Eden Temple. We are a single stream of consciousness. And if you know what that means, congratulations. Very few people do.
So,
So in our circles.
right. So, for those that do not know, explain what that means and then a little bit of how you became, how the Eden Temple became.
We either share or are the same consciousness. When I receive a transmission, when it comes to me, she receives it also. When she receives a transmission or it comes to her, I receive it also simultaneously. There's no delay. It's not like an echo or something like that. It's simultaneously in the same moment. Our journey has been a multi-dimensional, multi-incarnational journey, but this time here on Gaia in whatever this time is, because I don't know what time is anymore. That journey began in 2018 in December when I was called through multiple lucid and prophetic dreams to travel to Kenya in Africa. I'd never been to Kenya, had no inkling of it, and wasn't on my radar of awareness at all. And through a series of what can only be called miracles, because I didn't have the funds to do it. And somebody called me and said, "You need to be in Africa. My wife and I, we want to buy you a plane ticket." So I went to Africa and ended up at the annual prayer vigil on December 22nd that circumambulates around Mount Kenya. And upon arriving, this is the Cliff Notes version. This can actually take hours to go through all of it, except that when we arrived, this was before COVID, and there was maybe 900 people there. I was the only white person, one of two white people, sorry. And there was an obvious group of officials that were going to lead the invocation here. And my friends and I, we just walked across the road to blend in with the crowd at the back. And no, they came and got us. They brought us up front. They turned us around. They introduced us to the crowd. And then they introduced us to each one of the officials up front. And you could say the shaman or the seer, the head person that was doing the invocation, when I looked at him, he was the man from my dreams. I had a dream of 3 African kings, and they appeared just out of the mist on the savannah in Africa, and they invited me to come to the bush with them. I knew that meant coming and studying. And his name was Samuel Kamitha. He's the speaker for the seers in Kenya. And after everything was done, he gave me a blessing. And when he went to do that, he gave all of us, there was 3 of us, he gave all of us a blessing. And when he went to give it to me, he heard that still small voice that all of us always know when we hear it. And it said, no, give him everything. And it was like being struck by lightning 5 or 6 times in just a few seconds. It was a full body Kundalini awakening from my head all the way down to my feet, back up again like this, just lightning bolt after lightning bolt.
Mm.
That's not the amazing part.
And same time when David experiences full body Kundalini awakening and deep remembrance, because this is deep remembrance of who we truly are. So I lived in Finland with my family, and I had simultaneously Kundalini, full body Kundalini energy awakening, and it was quite intense experience. Also, really similar to David's experiences, lightning bolts and all veils were removed. So everything that we are was revealed when we had this experience, and it was really similar for both of us. So it took me weeks and weeks and weeks to start feel myself as human being again.
We had no awareness of each other.
Right.
Yes, and it's in the nighttime when I went to sleep, when I traveled through all different dimensions, and because there was an open access, because we in different other incarnations we already did what we came to do here, but now collectively. And at one point in one night, it felt it when this different levels and layers of consciousness were opened up. It felt it like I was raised within my physical body, like I was on an elevator, and I was raised, and I became more expanded and more light, and my heart opened more and more and more. And there, of course, there was some resistance in the body and fear response first. But the more I surrendered, the more it opened, and the faster everything opened up. And one point in one night, I was like lifted really high, and I became really light, and I didn't felt my body at all, and I saw universes and multiverse, and then everything just opened up like veils, like curtains. And there was a huge sphere of light, and in the middle of this sphere of light was spiral. And this is what I experienced and I saw was the core of creation. And we all our souls came from this core of creation, which is access to source. And it's huge plasma sphere, and which is unity, unconditional love. And I was really deeply connected back to this sphere or core of creation. And when it happened, because David also said that we are one stream of consciousness, and we are two aspects of Godhead, or emanation of these two aspects of Godhead in this physical body, always united as one, as one stream. And when this core connection was restored, we started to feel each other, and this we started to feel this magnetic pull.
Right.
Even David lived in America, and I live in Finland. And I didn't understand what it is, what this call is, and what I need to find. But I started to search something. One day, through guidance, I saw one of David's interview with Elizabeth Wood. And the moment I saw this video, my heart recognized him. Even I didn't know as human being who he is, because when I heard his voice, our voice is also our sound signature, or it emanates our sound signature. So it was really familiar for me, and it brought tears into my eyes, and I felt grace. And was this unification or unity field that we, as one, created in this moment when I felt and this remembrance felt him, and this remembrance opened up within me. And then I just went into his class to figure out, or attended to his class to figure out what it's all about, because I just listened my heart and his guidance, what I felt. So,
at the time, I was offering a 12-week course, The Freedom from the Known, as a journey to walk people through letting go of themselves and being willing to step into the unknown without fear. And I didn't have quite so beautiful of an experience as she did traveling after her awakening. I returned to the Oregon coast where I was living and sat in my living room staring out the window for 3 months. That's it. That's all I did. My next door neighbor was totally convinced that I'd had a psychotic break. Actually contacted a psychiatrist that they knew in New York City, who said, yes, he needs to get into treatment right away or he's going to be institutionalized. And they would come over just wringing their hands like this, all worried. And I would just sit and smile. Just, if you don't know, you don't know.
Right.
Until you experience it. I was in bliss. I was thoroughly enjoying this. And years later, in 2023, I returned to Kenya for the third time. And on that trip, I was inducted as the first ever white person and the first ever 13th seer within the seers of Mount Kenya. There's always been 12. There's never been a 13th. And there certainly never has never been a white person accepted that deeply.
Beautiful.
And her experience, after I was inducted, I had asked Samuel, the seer that first gave me the blessing that was the Kundalini awakening. am I going to become dysfunctional again like I was last time for 3 months? And he said, no, you'll integrate this instantly. Contrary to that statement, I promptly contracted the Delta version, the really serious version of COVID, and was hospitalized for 3.5 weeks and died 9 times.
The integration was a little harder than you thought.
A little more difficult than was predicted.
And David had this near-death experiences. I also died internally. So I experienced unification with 0 point, and it really feels like you're dying, because the moment when I started to, in the middle of the night, I woke up and I started to feel this really immense magnetic pull from my heart, and in this moment I felt that everything that I am is in my head. So my mind went like, oh, what's going on? I'm dying, I'm disappearing. But I was deeply connected already with my heart, and I just breathed and through my heart and relax, and then my body had this fear response, and we're dying. And one point I felt how I totally dissolved into my heart, and I didn't felt my body and everything like this dissolved, and I just felt that I am. And it was really wonderful. It's huge liberation, and when we're dying, we're going through a similar process. We just let go of all this illusion that we thought we are. So this is usually this outer reflection, all these different beliefs and what we embodied and what other people say who we are, and what we all this belief what we had about ourselves, and there are huge limitations usually, and the most of the time we're living in our head, and this is why we're so disconnected from ourselves.
Yes.
And we believe the thoughts that are going on in here are true. They believe that that's who we are.
Yeah.
And this is why we are in the same loop, because we are so attached to this outer reflection. So we are copying all the time other beliefs, and we are embodying this outer reflection of the world, but this is inverted realities, and now we're releasing all these inverted realities and distortions, and we're starting to remember again who we truly are. And then when all these different filters, layers of levels of illusion have been removed, this huge liberation and freedom, and we don't care anymore about this outer reflection. We care, but we don't carry this baggage anymore. We're opening up to this infinite compassion and love, and this is who we truly are.
Beautiful.
I've spoken with many near-death groups, and one of the more common questions that I've been asked is, well, when we die, do we still exist? And what they're really asking is, when I die, will I still have my personality? Will I still be able to, be this whatever? And my answer is always, no, you won't. When you die, you return to source. There is only one consciousness. That's it.
And
Your personality is just your quirkiness. It's your unique expression within the fractalization of source as it comes into form. But your personality, no, I'm sorry, that you have to surrender that too. That's not always easy.
No.
As has been said, it takes an immensely huge soul to be a nobody, to be nobody.
And what causes this suffering? This is our personality, attachment to our personality. Because when we have this personality and all these belief systems that are related to this personality, then we take everything personal. We cannot be this neutral observer. But the more we release in these different levels of our ego and personality, we literally becoming nobody. At the same time, we're becoming this unique expressing source. Not anymore this coping mechanism, and we're becoming who we truly are, and this is really beautiful.
Well, it's very beautiful to hear that you heard the calling, even though you signed up for that, but you actually heard it and you surrender to do what you needed to do. Many get attached to their ego, and then even though they hear the calling, they surrender, but then they think that because they did that they're above everybody else, and they don't understand that it's all united. We're all part of the same structure, basically, same being. And when we come down and accept the job, or I shouldn't say the job, but the journey, and you surrender and you allow all that integration to occur, then you become even not better than others, but you become what you truly are supposed to be, which is a difference. And that's where the difference in ego. And you two have been able to maintain the integrity and the truthfulness of what you have experienced, which is amazing. I don't mean too many people that actually do that.
The deeper the calling that one receives, the more you will be asked to surrender.
As you, Glenda, perfectly said, that you don't feel that you are better, because when you have a personality, there is always this competition. That, oh, I'm above or below. I'm above or below. When you start to when your personality starts to dissolve, you start to feel this unity, and you start to feel and see the source in all creation, in everybody. It's the same spark of this plasma light that's coming from this core of creation, and we all united as one, and you start to feel that, you start to see that, and you start to see through this veils of separation and illusion, and all this hierarchy dissolving.
I love it.
Doing this work humbles you like you can't believe. It just doesn't leave room. It is just not possible to maintain that kind of self-importance. When you know that you're just like everybody else, you're different, you're unique, but not special. Nobody's special, and yet everybody is special.
Very true.
There's conundrums within conundrums within conundrums here.
Yes, because for the human mind, it's hard to understand unless, like you said, you experience it. Once you actually experience even a little glimpse of it, you'll understand there's a lot more than the programming that they like to put you in, the box that they put you in from the time you're born. And
there is no they.
exactly.
And you're not creating anymore the same way, because many of our creation, also this collective creation, what we call creative, they're based on fear. They based on survival. But now this foundation of these new realities and new world, this is unconditional love, which is unity. So all your decisions, they're becoming heart-based, not anymore human mind-based. And your mind and heart, they also becoming again one. And this is about this inner union. Our masculine, feminine energy, they merging together and becoming again this one stream. So there will always, outer world, there have been this huge separation between men and women, and between different races also. And all this starts to dissolve when we starting to dissolve this our inner fight between our mind and heart, and heart will again lead us. And again, when our inner speech starts to be again this loving and kind, and we will maintain this inner union between masculine and feminine energies. And this reflection in outer world, and this is becoming the reflection in outer world. And men and women, they will again speak the same language of love. So this is, every soul is so important. And we all are so much powerful than we're thinking we are.
So very true. So very true. Now, when did you actually, when you first decided to take his class, the second you stepped into the classroom, the auditorium or whatever the class, did you recognize him right away as soul? Like you confirmed it?
I felt this really deep connection, and this connection deepened when I came to this class, and he also recognized me, as he told later that he didn't know who I am. Me too, because this full remembrance wasn't opened up yet.
Right.
Little started to open up, and
at that moment, she was just a name below her picture.
Well,
and I also, when I went to, or when I participate in his class, I felt that the transmission that came through him, it came through me also. So I also wrote about that at one point. Not first day when I came to his class, but I also wanted to dive into that deeper, and then I wrote him also about that. And one point we had a meeting in Zoom, and we meditated and discovered in more deeper level what it is and why we both feel this deep connection.
And we experienced the slightest movement in the energy field in one of us, the other one felt. Instantly. I was still at that time I was living in Mount Shasta. She was in Spain.
Mount Shasta is very big on energy, so I'm sure your energy amplified there.
We soon discovered that space does not exist.
Right.
Whenever we were meditating, It's exactly as it is now, like we were sitting next to each other. It doesn't matter about the distance, it's irrelevant.
Mm-hmm.
It's the energy field, and ours was just incredible together.
And when this remembrance starts to open up, we started to feel more this our soul intention, which is we can call that this is our purpose also.
Right.
And this is his remembrance and why and I also started to remember then that I already saw him before when we met in my dreams.
Mm-hmm.
And, I saw him with 12 years, and I felt his call, and I recognized him because his ponytail. He looked over the shoulder, and I didn't know him, but I felt really deep call that he calling me who he is. I didn't know, and later I remember that. And I shared it with David. It came also a little bit later, this remembrance. So yes.
Sorry, she had this dream
Mm-hmm.
while I was in Kenya having a dream that I was surrounded by the current 12 seers in Mount Kenya, and behind them were the 12 seers from the previous generation, and behind them the previous 12, on and on back, until the shift from the previous age when all of the seers were women, and then multiple generations of women seers.
Mm-hmm.
And she was seeing this at the same time.
Wonderful.
Because I have been also one of these women seers in Kenya. So we all came together.
And there you go.
Everybody decided to come visit.
Well, it's a big deal, especially right now as humanity needs it, that you both decided to come in this lifetime to unite and provide the goodness and healing for others, because humanity really needs it now. So you saw this coming and you decided to take this journey in this lifetime and try to help again. Because I know you have been in other lifetimes that you have also shifted humanity. You have created that more positive road that humanity could follow. And that's part of your journey now is to create that again. To anybody that comes to your classes or to your events or anybody that hears about you, they will feel a shift. And that shift is what is needed to create this path and hopefully remember who they are and hopefully shed those lies that they keep feeding us.
The unity field or Christed field, it amplifies everything that we are, and at the same time also it brings this huge inner healing, but it means also that everything that not aligned with our true self starts to surface, and all emotions and then our shadows also. So
All of our stuff.
so this is why our classes also master classes, that it needs in certain level of maturity or understanding that that we really need to take responsibility of our creation. That there is everything what we're experiencing in our lifetime. This is reflection of our consciousness, and sometimes it's reflection of our shadows also. So, and now in this really amplified energies when we all together as one collectively going through this ascension process. It's really amplified, and this is what we do with David. We're guiding people through this process, and we are the mirrors of the divine mirrors for the true self, that everybody who coming into classes, they feel this amplification, and we're holding also the original architecture, which is in template, and embodied version of that is in temple, because we all becoming the sacred temple for our inner light or for souls. This is our new light body.
Right.
So and we're guiding people how to take care of this our inner temple, and how in this these times when outside world seems really chaotic, how to be this peace, and how to create and open and hold this garden of Eden within us, and how this garden of Eden becoming this outer reflection of our consciousness, which is our life, so that our life starts to project everything that we are without any distortions and filters. So, and of course, it's not the only personal journey, it is collective, because everything that we do for others also. So, our inner work is always reflection of what happening also in collective.
Very true. Very true. So
we don't hide anything. Our own inner work is done in service to all. There's no separation here.
Good. It's a true union. It's a true one omni-stream, right? Because one stream. There cannot be anything hidden if it's only one stream, because then it wouldn't be one stream. So, so now your experience, David, you sound like you're the one going through more of the, how can I say this? More of the hardship in the experiences. She's feeling the love and all that, and you're actually, sometimes like the 3 months you couldn't move, basically was just staring out the window. Although it was bliss, but it was functioning.
It was dysfunctional bliss.
Right.
It wasn't only bliss what I experienced, it was everything surfaced, also distortions, and we're still going through this process because we have so many levels and layers of our consciousness, and then our body has cosmic map, our cosmic body has cosmic map, and every cell is connected to certain star system, and we're releasing all this what we embodied, and it's not only personal, but also we're releasing everything. It's this huge cosmic body that holds all creation, which is source.
And those stars that we are connected to are not limited to just this universe. There are trillions of universes just in this multiverse alone, and there are trillions of multiverses. Creation is immense.
And we're all together doing this right now, and we're so grateful to everybody who doing this inner work right now and co-creating and helping. Thank you so much. Beautiful thoughts.
As Ram Dass so eloquently put it, the best thing you can do for me is work on yourself. The best thing I can do for you is to work on myself.
Very true. Very true. because that's how there's no misconception, and that's when we actually see the lies disappear. So now, do you have anything coming up that you want to share?
Yes.
Yes, please.
Go ahead.
On the 9th of March
Mhm.
through the 15th, we are we are journeying to Africa to make a documentary of our journey together,
Wow.
our journey in consciousness, and how everything that has happened with one of us is mirrored in the other. And this is just a little tiny, 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 tiny piece of what that documentary.
And it's not about only our personal journey. It's just this personal journey also part of that. But it's much bigger.
All true. We are also inviting everybody that wishes to journey with us,
Mhm.
not for the documentary, but after the documentary production is over, we're hosting a 7-day retreat in Kenya that will travel up to Mount Kenya from Nairobi, and we're inviting people to join us personally if they wish,
Mhm.
or virtually. We will videotape everything, all of the ceremonies and everything as much as we can. And after we return from Africa, then we will begin to edit those videos and start to send them out to everybody that signed up.
Right.
Or if it's just not possible for you to be able to do any of that, we invite everybody to journey with this energetically. The field is wide open, and the invitation is there for anyone that feels resonance with coming.
Beautiful, beautiful. Um, and I could already feel the energy that is waiting for the further expansion. I could feel it already. It's not, it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing.
I'm,
That's all I can say.
I'm laughing with you because so can we.
Yes, it's like I'm picturing when you're saying this stuff, and I'm seeing the expansion just go, just poof, exploding outward, and I'm like, oh, okay, because I see expansion like fireworks when like a Fourth of July, whatever you do, and that's how I see when somebody's expanding or the energy is waiting for someone to be there in person. Not because they don't they have to be there in person, but it's just a different feeling and a different uh, precisioned expansion, I guess is what I could say. So it's going to be just beautiful. That's all I could say. There isn't a word that I can use that tiny human mind can understand that would be sufficient. So it's great,
And
wonderful.
it's it's really beautiful how several people contacted with us today. One person who just heard about this secret journey
Hmm.
from a friend, and she even didn't read anything about this journey, and she just booked flight ticket and she coming. And
Good,
it was
good.
so wonderful. It was such a faith and trust, and it was really beautiful. And when another person contacted us and said that, wow, now I know why I felt this deep longing in my heart, and I felt that something coming, and
Mm.
this is why. And it was also so beautiful.
It is. It's
I've, I've,
the realization that the energy is doing its work.
And you feel like magnetic pull, literally. This is what
Yes.
we felt with David also, that this something is coming, and And now we know.
So, speaking to your audience and to you, of course, Glenda, speaking to your audience that is viewing this, please journey with us. You can find all kinds of information on our website about this journey, what it is, how to be able to register for it, whether you wish to journey physically, virtually, or just in person. If you are unable to do anything, please just join us virtually or energetically. Just travel with us. If you sign up to journey with us energetically, then periodically we will send out a broadcast email as we are able, and as we have Wi-Fi access. We'll send out a broadcast email that says, here's what we're going to do today. Maybe a couple of pictures. It just depends upon how strong the Wi-Fi connections are.
Right.
This is becoming, or this is a multidimensional journey.
Oh, God, yes.
So we do many ceremonies and activations, and the opening ceremony is in Edenic language, which is language of creation. It's a type of light language, but it holds its memorial codes and help us open heart and open this remembrance within us. And also we share other transmissions from different star systems and outside of also our universe and from the core of creation, different new sounds and light activations. They're very powerful, and also you have opportunity to meet one of Spheres, Samuel Kamita, and he also will share blessings to everybody.
Wonderful. I'm feeling my hair stand up, so.
You have been called, Glenda.
I have been called. I will probably have to join you either energetically or on the video, but I have been called. I could feel it. Yes. Anything else that you feel that we haven't spoken about that you would like to share with the audience in general?
You are a miracle. You are a miracle of creation. Go ahead.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. I didn't know that you were
sorry. Sorry. I'm a very slow speaker sometimes, and I pause quite frequently, and you never know how long that pause is going to be. I sometimes I just I dissolve, and the words just take what they take to come through. So, sorry.
Did you meant, Glenda, that we will share some light?
Yes.
This is how I understood that. So.
He catches on. He who laughs fast didn't catch on very fast, did he? No. Sorry.
That's okay.
You were again outside system. It's not unusual for us.
No, if you know me, you know that I shift dimensions just as easily as lifting a finger, and it happens without. I don't do anything. I just there.
Yeah.
So, what do you think? Let's share light blessings.
Sure. Let's do.
We will share light blessings then with all of you, dear beautiful united hearts, and even I speak a light, and David also speaks a light, but through English version. But when we share, we always one stream of consciousness. We are all one stream of consciousness. That this is what you feel. It's coming through both of us. So it's not personalized. And dear heart, feel your infinite heart. Your stargate in the middle of your chest, which is access to your true beingness. And you can also breathe through your heart and feel this deep surrender. And you may feel this peace and balance, which is just reflection of your true essence when you're going deeper. Surupukusuntupat nakapavat hamaro kumukundupak shumuanet ago mago kurumuko senu duanata hangargando kurupu parai shumurunun nurukotandat kumuru hurnok rambush hiuko pare tombushik. And when you're breathing, feel that your breath is the breath of creation. And when you're breathing, you feel how Source, as grace, expressing through your heart, Sigurut Sundrupadana Ekai Kushnegata Boba Sundrupare Kushnukutungarat Sukurabuata Kamakukumakai Hekande Late Kupash Hingupuno Tandat Hekumushna Gurupate Se. Feel that every breath that you take is a blessing. And the more you are connected with your heart, the more you feel this blessing that you are. The more you feel the blessings that coming from the core of creation, that coming directly from the source, to remind you the blessing that you are, the unconditional love that you are. Feel how all the separation, illusion of separation just falling away. And you remember again. You remember again yourself as united field of love, always connected with others, with the other united hearts, with all creation. And this is a core truth that you can feel only when you feel your true core. And this core, this plasma core, the inner sun within you, divine fire, it will dissolve all this illusion of fear and separation within it. Infinite blessings, dear hearts. Infinite blessings. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, it's beautiful. For those that have joined us, I hope you received these blessings, and you could find them on their website, which the EdenTemple.com. Please connect with them and search more on their events and where they're going to be. Very special transmissions are always provided, just like right now. I'm still, that's why I'm still got my eyes closed, because it's still going through me. So I just want to say thank you to both of you. It was wonderful, and I look forward to hearing about the trip, and many blessings. Thank you. And
You're welcome.
to our audience, as always, we love you. Bye.
Love you too.